Welcome to about a 25 minutes back care friendly practice. Starting seated on your heels, and start to feel the sitting bone grounding. Find the upward lift through your chest as you find a rooting through your hips. Moving on to all four, ground through your hands so you're fully aware of the weight beneath the inner edges and outer edges of your hands. As you inhale, move your heart forward, your thighs back, and then exhale, round in, pull the belly towards your spine. Inhale, move your chest forward, shoulder blades hug onto the back body, and then exhale, round. Getting a dynamic movement through your spine. With your inhale breath, continue to lengthen the front body into your maximum length, not so much an arch, and then exhale, find flexion, moving the chin into your chest. Move up back on all four, feeling your arms and legs hugging onto your torso. As you exhale one more time, round in. Inhale, come back to neutral. Rooting from your hands. Push your sitting bones back over your tucked toes. Create space for your ears and neck, and then lift your hips up into Adho Mukha Shavasana. I recommend to keep your knees bent up first so you can really find that tilt of your pelvis. Creating more space for the low back and simply recreating that natural curve. And as you inhale, come on up on your tippy toes. If the muscles in the back of your thighs don't allow to ease your low back, please feel free to bend your knees more deeply and continue to inhale, lift tippy toes. And then exhale back to your feet. Keep the knees bent. Step forward, Uttanasana, placing your feet hip width, about 2 fists in between. Find the fingertip connection into the earth. As you inhale, pull your heart forward. As you exhale, round in. Keeping the heels heavy, take your hands as a modification to your shins in case you feel like the earth is really far away, and lengthen from there, keeping periphery of the body, feet steady. Or you take your fingertips back down to the ground and lengthen from there into Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, soften into Uttanasana. Hands to the hips, move your thighs back, inhale, seat back, and then come all the way to standing Tadasana. Feel length through the feet, pull it up into your chest, sit back Utkatasana, and then exhale, touch the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your heart, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow. Planting your hands flat, step back, top of a push-up, and bring your knees down to the earth. Shoulders above the wrists. Take a full breath and then exhale, lower all the way into the earth. Untuck your feet, feeling the back of your feet grounding. Draw your shoulders back and your heart forward. Baby Cobra. Feel free to start lower here, depending on the mobility of the upper back. Tucking the toes back. Inhale, lift the shoulders, and then exhale, pushing over the knees. Sitting bones back over the heels, and then lift the hips, Adho Mukha. Breathe. Look forward, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Hands to the hips, inhale, Utkatasana. And then come back to standing into Tadasana. Inhale, reach your arms, ground through the feet. Sit back, widen the thighs, tone the lower belly towards your spine. Touch the earth, bow forward, ease forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. Feel the sides of your torso. Exhale, bow. Come on into a top of a push-up, Phalakasana. Gaze forward, keeping the chest open. Toe belly tone, lower now to the Chaturanga Dandasana all the way to the earth. And then come into Bhujangasana, Cobra position. Feel the heart reaching forward, shoulder blades moving back. Exhale, forehead down, tuck the toes. This time lift the knees and then strong like a board, come move back up, Adho Mukha. Step your knees to the earth and come into a child's pose, Balasana. Rest. Back in downward dog. Step your right leg forward. Come onto fingertips. Make sure your feet are hip width. And square the feet and hips. As you draw the muscles of your legs into hips, lengthen through your chest forward. And variation, again, to create more space, is moving your hands onto blocks to engage the upper body to stay full and even to create a lighter lift off your legs into the pelvis. Take your back knee down and then inhale, low lunge, reach your arms overhead. Grab your left wrist, and as you lengthen through the sides of your torso, tilt your pelvis backwards and fold to the right. Then allow the hips to move deeper forward so you feel an opening through your left hip. Make sure you make it feel good. Remember, it's for your body. Creating softening and strength at the same time. Hands back to the ground. Lift the back knee. Take your right hand to your right knee, left hand on fingertips. From your belly button, turn to the right. Straighten your back leg fully as you stretch through your right arm into the sky to a lunge twist. Feel the shoulder blades engaging back, creating an opening through the chest. And then exhale, right hand down. As you exhale, just root back into Adho Mukha Shavasana. Let go of your head. Left leg forward, lunge, come onto fingertips. With your inhale breath, engage the muscles of your feet, up your shins, into the pelvis. Or you take your variation onto blocks for more space in the upper back. And exhale, bending the front knee deeper. You keep your back heel right above your toes. Feel a nice straight line. For more space through the lungs. Taking back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms. Full breath. Grab your right wrist and lengthening through the sides of your torso, draw your left thigh back into center. And then exhale, stretch through the left and let your hips move forward. And this is opening the psoas muscle, the big hip flexor in the body that just tends to tighten and has a huge effect on the positioning of the pelvis. Inhale, up, exhale, hands to the earth. Lift the back knee. Put your left hand on your knee. Then from your belly button, twist to the sky. Widen through the front body, collarbones. And then inhale, reach your left arm up. Get a light feeling through your lower hand. And then exhale. You can also look down to release your neck if you feel like it's rather tightening for you. Take your left hand down. And then step back, downward dog. Back onto fingertips. Left leg forward, switch legs. Back knee down. Left hand to the left knee. Inhale, open through the chest. Bend your right knee. Grab your foot. And then move the top of your back thigh towards your heels. And finding more length through the sides of your torso. And then allow the hips to move more forward. Twist into the sky, open the chest, and then release back to the earth. Sit back now next to your back heel. If in this position your body feels not square, use a blanket beneath your left butt cheek so you can square your body to the most optimal, and then inhale, reach your left arm. And as you exhale, stretch to the right. To the best of your ability, ground your left sitting bone into the earth. Really feel that length that comes from rooting, and from there creating more space and freedom through the reach. And inhale, come back. From your heart, turn to the left and then fall forward. As you exhale, move your right hand here to the outside. You can hold your shins. Prioritize more length in the spine as opposed to fold. So we can take the tension off the low back and work on decompression. Round through both sitting bones evenly as you feel a widening sensation through the upper back. Inhale, come back. Move back onto your front foot. Plant your hands and then step back, Adho Mukha. Make sure the ground is free. Right leg forward into pitch and prep. Make sure your foot is fully active. Onto fingertips. Draw the right hip back. And if your low back feels compressed, you can even lean forward further. Draw energy into the pelvis. Hug your legs to the midline, and from there lengthen your chest. On your forearms, again, you feel a sensation between your shoulder blades. Feeling them more actively easing together. Inhale, come back to fingertips. Okay, root your hands. This time, coming onto knees, come all the way to sitting. And since I'm pregnant, 5 months pregnant here, I'm using my knee to move down, to not use the abdominal muscles. Showing you a variation of pigeon. You either stay in first position, or if this is too much, you come into what's called thread of the needle. Version 1, you grab your left thigh. Recreate a curve into your spine, dropping the buttocks down and the shoulders into the earth. If you don't feel as much of a stretch through your right hip, you grab your shin included. Also here, crucial is a very active foot that protects your knee all the way, and make sure the opening gets into your muscles in the hips, which affect the low back as well. And specifically piriformis muscle here we open. Moving back onto your spine, if you're in pigeon, come all the way to your backs. Or from dispo, reach your arms overhead. Stretch through the sides of your torso and let the head drop into your hands. Inhale, feeling full length, and then exhale, feel the belly towards your spine, move up. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, lift your chest upward. Exhale, come down. Feel free to go higher as well. I'm protecting the baby growing in my belly here. Now bring your right knee above your hip, and then exhale, twist to that right side. Inhale, find length. Maintain that length. As you exhale, use the belly muscles to come up. Inhale. Switch legs. Go ahead, do 5 times. I'm just shortening the program here. Just show you the movement and not actually do it. Yeah. At the opposite side, left knee up, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Do at least 5 per side. Feel free to stop the video. And once you're through the activation of the transversus muscle, the deep stabilization of the low back, come back into downward dog. Meet me here. And always work with your breath. Allow the breath to invite the next movement for pitching on your second side. Making sure the back leg is in one line and re-engaged into the body. Come onto fingertips. Yeah. Draw the left hip in line with your right. And from there, pour it forward. Forearms are a nice way to feel the ground coming towards you as you move your chest, sternum, chest bone, move forward. And you can even check with your hands where the pelvis is positioned. Moving back to downward dog for your variation. So again, you either stay in pitch in here for a couple more breaths. Do thread of the needle. Step 1 is just foot above the knee, left knee open, foot engaged. Or you grab your upper right thigh, lean back, and make sure there's a little bit of space and length creatable through your spine. Breathe into the floor here. Showing the deeper variation here, max variation of thread of the needle. Left knee engages to the outside, left foot is awake. Come to the abdominal series for the second side. Inhale, reach your arms, create space. Move your hands beneath your head. Exhale, curl up, feet ground through the earth. Inhale, back down. And exhale, shorten the front side of your belly button. Inhale. Lift your left leg, knee above the hips. Exhale, twist to the left. Good, inhale, back down. Exhale, twist to the left. Remember, I like to invite you to do at least 5 repetitions per side, so the straight ones, side ones, and then same on the second side. And toning the stabilization of your belly is fundamental, that your skeleton feels to support, to carry the weight of your upper torso and stabilize the center of your body. Home to the left side. Feel free to pause the video if you're still in harmony, working your abdominals, and then come back to downward dog. Meet me here as you're ready. Recreate this length through your spine. Be very solid through your legs, feet engaged, creating a hugging of your shins to the midline. Move your upper thighs back. Moving into a child's pose now. Open the knees wide and let your torso rest in between. Come onto fingertips. Feeling the lift through your arm bones. Create space for your ears, and then start to walk the left arm 90 degrees to the left and follow with your right. Keeping your right hip back, you start to move further with your right hand, so you feel a beautiful opening through your right side of the body. I like the idea of having big ears and your upper arms make space for it, rolling outward. Soften through the chest. Come back to center. Ease through your low back, making sitting bones heavy, and then switch sides. Right hand moves out, left hand follows. And draw the upper arm bones outward and away from your ears. And then ease from your chest through your arms back through your hips. Allow the space between your shoulder blades to soften and your forehead completely to touch the earth. Remember, the breath is your biggest friend, so wait for it before you continue any movement. Moving back on all four, cross your shins, sit over, or just sit over your buttocks, over the sides. Again, this time holding your knees, come back down onto your spine. Take your arms wide open through your chest. Feet hip-width apart and actively grounded. Take a deep breath and exhale. Allow the knees to move to the right, gaze to the left. Now just allow a couple exhales to take your left hip shoulder down. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, switch to the right. Drop your right shoulder. And allow the breath to just increase the space through your whole torso. Nice variation is to then start into a couple dynamic, gentle twists of the spine. Just rotating from your hips through your head, moving them dynamically. Knees left, gaze right, and then knees to the right, gaze left. Yeah. Coming all the way to your right side to grab your blanket. And make sure you reposition your hips, shoulders in line. Into Shavasana, you either roll a blanket to be placed beneath your knees, or if you feel comfortable flat on your mat, you can also use the blanket to cover yourself, keeping you nice and warm. And even as your eyes are closed, allow them to become more and more still. Relaxing the face, jaw, forehead. And then just enjoy the support of the ground. Namaste.